Hello everyone, Josh here with X's, bringing you all another Outer Plane video, and today we're going to be talking about the next hero that will be coming to Outer Plane, and that hero's name is Notia. Now, due to a lot of funny events that kind of took place, I kind of went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, if you will, not too deep, but deep enough to kind of explore a little bit about this new hero and what she could possibly be. And I thought today's video would be a lot of fun to share with you guys and gals as well, so you all can speculate as well in the comment section below and let me know what you all think about this new hero that will be coming to the game in the next couple weeks. So I tweeted out this message here from Exis Media. Make sure you guys and gals go ahead and follow us. Cheap plug, I know. Outer Plane just completed this side story for Mine, and this new hero Notia has a really cool design and sword. I hope she comes to the game in the future as a new striker class hero. Now, what's funny is I completely forgot that actually the roadmap shows in August that the next hero, that the next hero's name is in fact Notia, except it's spelled a bit different. And as you can see here, Outer Plane replied to me saying might be coming sooner than you think. And it took me a second to realize, like, what do you mean? And then I looked at the roadmap, and yeah, obviously Notia is sitting right there for the next hero to release in August. They also confirmed that later on as well in other tweets that Notia will in fact be the next hero coming to the game. So I replied, seems in game her name is Notia, and on here it was Notia spelled differently. Was there a spelling change? Good catch. We'll get back to you on that. And then they, of course, made an announcement in the official Discord. So guys and gals, if you did get pinged for that, apparently it's my fault, because I guess they felt that it was important enough to go ahead and ping everybody to clarify that her name is spelled Notia and not Nautiah. I didn't think they were going to make a full-on announcement about that. I don't think it was that important, but it got me really thinking a little bit more about her and her inclusion in Mine's side story and what she could possibly be. So that is kind of the series of events that happened to kind of get this whole idea kick-started. Now, let's actually go into some of the juicy stuff. Not too juicy, but juicy enough to really kind of get your head thinking about what's to come with this new hero. I'm going to pull these up. All right. So I took a few important screenshots from the actual side story of Mine when, Notia was first introduced, and some important things that she kind of explained in the dialogue that can kind of give us a little better idea of what she might possibly be inside the game here in a couple weeks. So this is Notia, but this is also a trial bestowed upon me by our divine Lord. As a member of the Order of Paladins, I shall give you give you my utmost. So basically, she's supposed to be a part of this Order of Paladins. Now, later on in the dialogue, I'm not sure if I have the images for that, but later on in the dialogue, she will actually confirm that she's meant to become the leader of this Order of Paladins, and that this Order of Paladins is kind of a new group to kind of, separate themselves from knights. So you're going to have knights that are being classified differently than the actual paladins, which she's going to be a part of and one day the leader of. So she's being groomed to be this powerful paladin. And she's also mentioned by the bishop, which is another female character in the game that's actually supposedly who brought her in to do this training and to be groomed to be this Order of Paladins warrior and potential leader. She also talked about Notia being like strong enough to be one of the 12 disciples, which is like some of the stronger heroes in the entire verse of Outer Plane. So they're really trying to build up through Mine's side story that Notia is actually a quite powerful hero, or at least has the potential to be, which is very, very interesting. And if you can look here at her design, she kind of reminds me in a way a bit of a Fanon. Maybe it's just the color of the attire itself. But you can see here that she has very flexible armor, which means she could be more of an athlete, I guess, if you will. Like, she doesn't have a lot of heavy, bulky armor like strapped to her body, her legs, and her arms and stuff like that. She's got a very flowy armor. I don't know how to really best describe it. Very flexible armor. And you'll notice that a lot of it's more or less mesh and fabric or whatnot, but she has small pieces of armor like on her hips, on her wrist, below the chest line there, Got to protect the nips, guys. Always protect the nips. She also has some sort of emblem or crest on her chest, which could also be another piece of armor, I guess you could say. She does not, appear at any point in time to have any kind of like ranged weapons, like a bow, for example, or a spear. She looks to be more of a warrior, just straight up warrior with a sword. All right, so she's more of a melee character from what I can tell so far, and we will look more through some of these other images as well. I have a few more queued up for you, but I just wanted to kind of give you guys and gals a little bit of context of what's going on here and a little bit about what she actually looks like. So you're also getting a full-on reveal of the character's design through this side story as well. So let's go to the next picture here. Okay, so now we have Notia with Mine in the same dialogue here. I wanted to ask you to heal the knights who were injured while training, if you're okay with that. Now, there's a lot of things that you can interpret from this. Are they just being injured because they're training amongst themselves, or did Notia kick all of their butts? Did she just go in there and just throw bodies around left and right? She's in there sparring, but they're in there fighting for their lives. She thinks she's sparring. Maybe she's that OP. We don't know, but we can see a little bit of a training grounds here in the background. Again, just further showing that she's going to be some kind of DPS. She's not going to be just some pure-on support hero, healer, or anything of that nature. She'll also confirm later on through these images that she's clearly not a healer. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, let us deliver the first strike. Sister Mine will leave the healing to you when the time comes. So again, this is just to kind of prove my point a little bit that she's clearly not a healer. That's why I kind of wanted to have this image on hand, because you could look at her and maybe consider her. Maybe she is a healer. She does look a little bit like Finn, and obviously, some attire like that could match up with a healer or a supporter, but she's clearly leaving all the healing to Mine. Now, Mine is not her real sister. They're just kind of a part of the same organization here. They're both kind of brought in as strays, if you will, to kind of be, groomed and trained up to be whatever position that they're trying to be in the battle against what they're calling the Fiends, I believe is the main villain in their little arc here. So I just wanted to kind of clarify that a bit more there. Let's go to the next picture. Okay, and this is where you first get mention of her actual weapon. As a sword that protects the creed, I wield justice in place of the divine. Now, this is kind of revealing a few things to me, and I could be completely wrong. It could be opposite day over there for Outer Plane. They gave us air with water attacks, yet she's fire. A lot of us thought that Mine was going to be dark, yet she was water. A lot of us thought that Dark Stella, Demiurge Stella, one of the main villains of the entire game, especially the first part of the story, ended up being a light hero. So they could definitely throw us a lot of curveballs here. But going by this little bit of dialogue here, we're seeing here that she has a sense of justice and divinity. And the fact that she's also trying to be a paladin, or already is a paladin, when you combine a lot of those things, it makes me think that she's some kind of light hero. Now, she could be dark as well, because remember, dark does not mean evil. And light and dark are oftentimes kind of, thrown together in the mix when they're talking about divine things, divine beings, divinity, demigods, etc., etc. However, she is a paladin, and most times paladins are associated with more of, light-based elements. So I'm not entirely sure if she's going to be light or dark, or she could also be perhaps maybe Earth, for example, because we do need another strong Earth DPS beyond just having Noah. Noah's been around in the game since literally the very first CBT, and she's been kind of one of the prime DPSs in the game since then. So it's been a long time, like nearly a year or so. So maybe it is finally time that we get a strong Earth DPS. And if you look at her attire, it could work for either one. She could be an Earth hero, and her attire looks just perfectly fine. It could fit with the need for the game as well. She could still be considered a good person, a good guy, if you will, in the game. So the divinity, the divine thing, the sense of justice would still match up well, I suppose. Even though just being Earth doesn't really make you good or evil. It's just in this context, it could work. Again, she could also be a light hero, but will they really have a light hero running alongside another banner that's limited in Demiurge Stella? I don't know if they would be that bold, but I could be wrong. So So she could be a light hero. She could be an earth hero. That's my 2 favorite guesses right now. They could throw us a complete curveball, though, and make her dark, which I'd also be okay with. It would not make sense with her being a paladin and, you know, having this sense of justice and divine, if you want to take into context that dark means like the bad guy, I guess, if you want. I mean, if that's kind of stretching, I guess it's a bit of a reach. But again, my favorite picks would be her being light or earth being a little bit more in favor with me, just because of the fact that it's really a need that we have in the game right now. Is another strong DPS green hero. So we'll see what that's all going to kind of, you know, play into and how it's going to end up being here in a couple weeks. I mean, we'll know soon, obviously, but it is definitely very fun to speculate. And this is like the first time in a long time that I've actually deep dived into some of the lore of the game to try and put some pieces together of the puzzle and figure out what they might be up to next in Outer Plane. Very cool stuff here. And we got some more dialogue here. Now come at me, Notia Pearlite. Notia Pearlite. I mean, are they really just trying to throw me for a loop here? I mean, come on now. You're talking about divinity. You're talking about being a paladin. You're talking about the order of paladins. You're talking about justice, you know. And now you're going to throw Pearlite into her name. Her last name is Pearlite. It's like everything is leading me to believe that she's a light hero just for them to throw us a curveball, like I said, and maybe she's dark. Or she could be earth. Again, this is insane. So, Notia Pearlite, the first time that she actually mentions her first name in the story of the Order of Paladins, shall be your opponent. So she's ready to stand in there and fight one-on-one. She don't give no Fs, okay? So this is the actual image that you unlock when you clear out the entire Mine side story. And this will be the first time, and I believe in the only time, that you actually get to see her weapon, which actually looks really, really cool. I actually like the design of the weapon. It actually looks very unique and interesting. It doesn't, I mean, I guess you could say it kind of matches her armor a little bit. The color of the blade itself matches that little jewel or gem that's on her chest area. You also notice that the crest or the armor piece that was on her chest is no longer there in this particular image. Now, this is supposed to be the image when she was nearly on death's door, but Mine came in and showed some incredible power and brought her back. And this, of course, plays into the fact that Mine has a resurrection ability within the game. So, very, very cool stuff. And by the way, if you're very curious of the lore, there's a cool little twist there, a little plot twist when it comes to Finn the Shark. But I'm not going to tell you what that is. You're going to have to go check it out yourselves. Or look elsewhere, because I don't want to spoil that for you guys and gals out there, because it's kind of a big plot twist if you are into story lore of Outer Plane. But that is my little I guess breakdown of what I feel could be happening in the next couple weeks when they drop Notia, what unit that she could potentially become. Maybe she's a striker, or is she a defender? Because here's the thing. A paladin, if you look at what a paladin can be, she could literally fit the description of being somewhat of a Veronica, a tanky hero that has DPS capabilities, or she could be something sort of like a Rona or an Edith, where they're both based on tanky stats like defense or HP, but they're strikers. So, you know, it could be either or. I'm putting my money, you know, I'm not putting any real money, but let's just say hypothetically I'm putting some money on this. I'd be putting on the fact that she's going to be a striker. And the reason why I say that is everything that they've shown throughout the dialogue, and kind of her, you know, her being thrown into the story here. And by the way, Rona is also in this side story, funny enough, which is a unit we just compared her to, perhaps. The thing about her is she wants to be the leader. She's groomed to be the leader of the Order of Paladins, and she's talking about fighting enemies all the time and constantly training to become more and more powerful. And I've not at any point in time seen an instance where she referred to herself as being durable or, you know, having any kind of capabilities to perhaps nullify damage. It didn't even look like she had, you know, any ranged abilities. She didn't mention magic at all. So I'm not going to sit there and speculate that she's a mage or an archer. I just don't think she is. Again, I could be completely wrong on my entire analysis here, but I don't think she's any of those. I think she's going to end up being a striker or a defender, kind of in the same vein as Veronica or maybe Rona and Edith. But Let me know what you guys and gals think in the comment section below. I'm very curious. I mean, she might just be a pure on DPS as well for Earth, Light, or perhaps even Dark. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I mean, again, she wants to be a leader of the Order of Paladins that was just recently created. She's beating people up. She's attacking enemies. She doesn't have any fears. She's ready to go into the front lines and battle it out, even if she's got to go in by herself, which she ended up doing in the side story. So I'll tell you what, man. I think she's going to be a DPS. I don't 100% know which class and type she's going to belong to, right? You know, Defender or Striker is where I'm kind of sticking with right now. And then for Element, for me, it's Earth and then Light. And then if I'm reaching, perhaps Dark. That's what I got to say. Let me know what you guys, again, think in the comment section below. I'm very curious to see what you guys and gals kind of come up with. This is exciting stuff. Hopefully, this is a video that you guys do enjoy. I know this isn't something that we do here normally on the channel. But again, hope you all do have fun with this. So that's going to be it for me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, take notifications, join us in the Discord in the description below, as always. And, of course, follow us on Twitter at XsMedia or XsPlays or both. Check out our second channel, X's Media. We've been posting a lot of Gacha-related content over there that we do not hold over here. That we do not carry over here on the main channel because we're trying to keep everything nice and tidy. So, that's going to be it for me. Until next time, peace.